Happy Sunday, everyone. I trust you're doing well. Now, today, I invite you to our first in our series of public speaking tutorials. And in this tutorial, we're going to talk about whether or not public speaking is important. Now, before I go into this discussion, what I'll do is I'll play a video for you. And this is a video of Steve Graham, a JLP councillor, a councillor with the Jamaica Labour Party, who was speaking at a graduation ceremony earlier this month. Now watch this video of Graham and then we'll return for this discussion on whether or not you believe public speaking is important.
Old Harbour School Leaving Ceremony 2023 message from the chairman. Principal, Mr. Good, guest speaker, Dr. Kassan Troop, representative from the Ministry of Education, Youth and distinguished guests, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I, Steve Graham, council nominee on the Old Harbour Primary Board of Management, I represent Mr. Ramon Fisher, who is unavailable, absent. I happy for this opportunity to greet you today at the 2023 graduation at this School of Excellence. Graduation is a milestone of all levels. For the reason I feel truly honored to be here at all wonderful occasion annual graduation ceremony at the Old Harbour Primary School Institute of Excellence. It is great joy I am here today to assure you all graduates that I know you face a rough task throughout your preparation, your primary school year, especially during the pandemic, and with all the preparation for PEP. But I have no doubt the series of scare events you endure during the period has only made you stronger and more resilient for the road ahead. Online learning may have robbed you of many opportunities you would have had socialize, build relationships, and rapport with the teachers of your peers. However, that did not stop you from being amazing student, putting in the...
All right. So having watched the video, I believe that we don't need to further this discussion as to whether or not public speaking is important. In fact, we can settle that debate. Now, what I can say, having watched it, is it was quite unfortunate. And of course, Graham would have received a lot of backlash from the public. Now, what I can say, having assessed it, especially from where I stand as someone with notable experience in public speaking, is that there are a myriad of factors that could have resulted in Graham's delivery that are independent of the whole idea that he's illiterate. And those could basically involve him being nervous or being unprepared. Now, first, let's look at nervousness, okay? Now, nervousness is one of the greatest forces that will rise up against public speaking. I can really tell you that from experience and from observation. Now, when you're nervous, you are not yourself. You're trying to read through the script. You're trying to get it finished. You're trying to get to your seat. But something I always say when you're giving presentations, especially oral presentations, be it winged presentations or things that you prepared for, take your time. It's better to take your time and take a longer time to finish than to try to cut through and mess up everything. Pace brings waste, and that applies in this field of public speaking just the same. So there are a lot of ways that we can combat nervousness. We cannot prevent it, sad to say, and we can deliver great presentations while being nervous just the same. It is a natural inclination when you take up a script and stand before people, or if you're doing an impromptu presentation, it's natural that you'll feel nervous. Now, you can take breathers. Breathing exercises, those help. You can try getting to the venue early so that you are more relaxed and not in a haste. Again, haste brings waste, okay? Or you can just try to do other things that make you feel at ease and relaxed. Now, outside of being nervous, and remember, these are just possible factors that we're looking at that could have resulted in Graham's delivery, he could have been unprepared. Now, the best way to prepare for a presentation is to prepare for it. If you are unprepared, then that may result in nervousness. And we know what nervousness can cause. So be prepared when you have a presentation to do. And that's the best way to be prepared, right? It's the best preparation tool you have or can outsource. And that is being prepared. Now, having watched the video, you might have thoughts and ideas of your own. And perhaps some of these same thoughts and ideas were articulated by people on social media who saw this video and had a lot to say just the same. Now, as I've said earlier, Graham received a lot of backlash following his presentation. And some of them are really centered on the fact that he's a politician and people would expect people of such a high caliber to be able to better present themselves. Now, one of the things you should note is, despite the fact that Graham may very well be doing a good job, I don't know. In fact, it was the first time I came across him, and it was in this video. Despite the fact that he could be doing a good job in his constituency, he could be a good politician, the delivery and how he represented himself at this special occasion of graduation really put him in a very volatile spot of scrutiny. And people may believe that, okay, based on how he delivered, this is not someone who we can trust. This is not someone whose intellectual capacity as well we can put our faith in. Why? Because he cannot present himself. And politics, as you may know it, is a representational capacity that you go into. So you need to represent yourself well. And that is one of the root cause of the scrutiny that Graham would have received following his presentation. Now, it is interesting. It is interesting to note that the irony that could be at work is that a lot of politicians who are not doing well, they come forward and they talk to us in ways that persuade us. And how persuading they are, we have faith in them, right? For example, Alisa Hanna. And again, this is just an example. When Alisa Hanna makes an address, you don't question anything that comes after. So if there were facts, if there were fiction, nobody cares because of how well packaged it was. She's one such person you can go to just to see her delivery and to get inspirational if you want to become a good public speaker, right? Mr. Holness as well. Also somebody who knows how to carefully package his deliveries and to present them to us in ways that are convincing, right? So everybody was expecting Graham to be able to just walk in that, reputation that would have been created by his colleagues, right? So, I say all of this to say that actions indeed speak louder than words, but there will be times when you will require words to put something forward. When that time comes, ensure that you are prepared and ensure that you have the right resources to package a good delivery. Okay? So, back to the initial question we started out with. Is public speaking really important? I'll leave that to you to decide. I trust this was an insightful video for you, and stay tuned for the next tutorial.